Ako'y naniniwala na hindi lang naman tayo nandito sa mundong ito para mag-isa, kundi para samahan ang isa't isa. Ngayong panahon na to, maraming kalungkutan, pero sa kalungkutan marami ding kasayahan. Yun ang ating i-discover palagi. Sa kalungkutan, merong kasiyahan. Sama-sama, TLC.
Happy day to you, kaibigan. Kumusta ka na ba? Always keep on smiling because happiness is contagious. Masaya ang buhay, di ba? And you know, do whatever that excites you. Do not put limit on yourself. Tamang igalaw ang inyong mga isipan at patuloy na mag-aim ng mga goals na makakatulong sa paglago ng inyong pagkatao. Maraming salamat at patuloy tayong magsama-sama sa TLC.
Noted, in time like this, napakaligaya at kahanga-hangang pagmasdan ang magpapamilya at magkakapatid na nagdadamayan. Ang inyong nakababatang kapatid, halina, tulungan lagi ang sentro, TLC.
Kahit gaano pa nakakapanghina, nakakatakot at nakaka-stress ang mga pangyayari sa ngayon, huwag kang susuko. Huwag kang bibitaw sa pag-asang ang bukas ay mas magiging maaliwalas kaysa ngayon at kahapon. Ito ang inyong brand, sama-sama sa TLC.
Nagsimula sa isang iyakan, kalaunay nagkukulitan. Ang programang Students and Me muntik nang iiwanan, ngunit sama-sama sa TLC.
Ang hirap ng buhay, ang daming problema, ang daming pinagdadaanan. Easy ka lang, okay lang yan. Basta't kasama mo lagi si bro, tiyak, kayang-kaya natin yan. Tandaan, sama-sama sa TLC.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guest do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network.
Good evening, everyone. I believe there are some technical problems with our live show this evening, but that still the show must go on. G, am I heard? G, is it our live show is okay? Okay, thank you very much. Welcome home. No, we were not around last Tuesday. Happy New Year, everyone. So this is season 5 of episode 3 of Students and Me, and we have a very exciting and powerful theme for this month of January. But before anything else, I would like to invite each one of you to really share and like our episode this evening. Magandang gabi, maayong gabi, taga Davao. And before I will continue, I would like to welcome our another host here in Talk Live channel, Students and Me, Ate Rose.
Hi.
Viewers, we do have some technical problem a while ago. I do not know what's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I heard?
Yeah, you're clear, Ate Rose.
Maybe later on I will transfer to my cell phone because kanina nag-freeze. Okay, so good evening our viewers. Happy New Year, and I hope you will enjoy our episode tonight. We have a very wonderful and able guest for tonight, and I think the topic that we will have will be very, very much helpful to everyone. No? So sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, that's good. So welcome home, Ate Rose. No, we've been on air last Tuesday. We did have you did have a good rest, Ate Rose. Okay, so
Yeah, of
but
course, of
before we will
course.
continue, I would like to welcome our viewers to this evening. Maybe there are, yeah, we have Amelia Agustin Arnaldo. Okay, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us, Ma'am Amelia. Okay. So we have a very exciting sharing this evening, Ate Rose. No?
Yeah, yeah.
No? Minimalism, less is better. No, we've been talking this with our
Mm.
students. No, when you were still teaching, and now I'm still an active teacher of Holy Cross of Davao College. But we will not. No, we will continue our sharing with this topic tonight with a very what we call this one. I cannot imagine that. Uh, he is with us this evening. No, we thank you, Angeli, our tech, for introducing him to us. Okay, so I would
Mm.
like to introduce our guest this evening. An American who lived in California for over 35 years, where he worked in education and learned a little Spanish from his Guatemalan immigrant parents. He then lived in Taiwan for over 4 years, where he was speaker at the Academia Sinica, and his writing has appeared. Imagine, Atiros, he's also a writer, no, in the Taipei Times, which is Taiwan's only English language newspaper with daily printed edition. He also learned there a little Mandarin. And for the past 4 years, he has been here living in Davao and as a freelance business consultant. Maybe, or he could tell more about himself. Let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Students and Me, Mr. Andres Chang. Hi, Andres. Good
Hello.
evening. So, would you
Hello,
mind greeting
hello.
our viewers this evening? Okay.
Hello. What was that?
Kumusta? That's it.
Okay. Kamusta? Okay lang.
Yeah.
Magandang
Okay
gabi,
lang.
everybody.
Wow, maganda nga. Would you mind telling more about yourself beside the things that I introduced? Okay.
Well, my name is Andres Chang, and sorry, English only,
Yeah.
and and my name is Andres Chang, but I am not Filipino, and I am not half Filipino. My parents are not Filipino. I'm only Filipino by marriage. So
Wow.
so I really enjoy living in Davao, and thank you very much for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share with your audience.
Yeah. Maybe Andres, no, if there are the audience would be coming in, if they have some questions and also some insights also with our theme this evening on minimalism, less is better. Okay. So Ate Rose, can we start the ball rolling? The so do you have some thoughts for Andres tonight? Some questions that he is willing to answer for our viewers this evening. Okay, Ate Rose, you cannot be heard, Ate Rose. Maybe you are unmuted. You are muted?
No, I
Yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's
okay,
okay.
okay, okay. Okay
Okay.
na? Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you very much, Andres, for gracing the show. No, we really have a very good topic tonight, and as I have mentioned kanina, we are on the time of having resolutions. No, New Year's resolutions, and this topic could help a lot. Okay, now we have varied viewers tonight. No, from from different generations, from baby boomers, no, the millennials, the Gen Z, then the Alpha, no, Alpha generation. So the term minimalism is not so clear for everyone. So would you mind defining for us what minimalism is?
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
well, there is no one definition of minimalism, And there are actually many different definitions of minimalism, and by no means am I the founder of minimalism. No, 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 no. Minimalism has been around for a very long time under different names. I think a lot of young people are really into it now. I should say the people in their 20s, especially the people who are 20 in their 20s and who are single, because when you're single and you're retired, or you're just single and just starting out, or maybe you're single and you're not working and you're living with your parents, then it's very easy to be a minimalist, because a minimalist is I would define minimalism as living only with what you need, or trying your
Okay.
best to live
Okay.
only with what you need.
Okay.
Now, and to give an example, the example I always give is a car. Now, I'm very lucky. I live in Davao. I teach English online, and to other foreigners in Asia, not to Filipinos, but most of my students are Taiwanese, Japanese, South Korean, and Chinese. Anyway, I'm very lucky because I only need to work 20 hours a week, and I make enough money to support myself. Now, if I were to buy a car, that would be very convenient to have
Yeah.
a car in Davao. It's very convenient. Um, but consider at the same time, it's very inconvenient. Okay, and here's why. Well, first of all, you know, I'm calling, let's say I'm calling a potential landlord. Oh, hi, yeah, do you have a room? Oh, and do you have parking? You know, so maybe if they don't have parking, then I have to find a parking spot every night. And then every time I drive somewhere, maybe I go to a Breeza Mall and I do some shopping. Well, is there going to be parking? So first I got to find a place to park. And then after do all my grocery shopping and all of that, then I got to take it all back to my car. Then I got to drive all the way back to my place. And then I got to find a parking spot, or maybe just talk to the security guard. Listen, let me please park just right in front of the building. I'll unload everything. And after I unload everything, then I got to get back in the car, and then I got to go find a parking spot. Okay. Now, and then in addition to all of that, every now and then I have to take the time to find parking. I have to take the time to fill the car up with gas every now and then. And maybe sometimes I have to take the time to get the car repaired, flat tire, engine maintenance, oil change, whatever. You know, these things just happen, you know? So then, what if I don't have a car? You know, I just take the Jeep everywhere, or the tricycle everywhere, or the taxi everywhere. And I don't have to worry about parking. Now, everybody's situation is different. Maybe you live in a certain area where the taxis and the trikes and the Jeeps don't go. Okay, maybe you have a small business and you need that big car, not just to drive yourself around, but to drive your inventory around. I know some people who have a restaurant, you know, maybe they need a big car to drive their food around. But consider, if you don't need the car, then you don't need it, and that's less of a headache. You don't deal with the stress of traffic. You know, traffic here in Davao can be really slow sometimes. Right now, when I say that, all the Manileños and Cebuanos are saying, "Oh, will you shut up? You don't know what bad traffic is." And okay, maybe in Davao we don't. But you know, this is just anecdotal. But a few years ago, I was talking to a taxi driver in Davao. We were going down JP Laurel, and there was a lot of traffic. And he said to me, "You know, in a few years, the traffic here will be like Manila."
True.
So
True.
if you don't have a car, you don't have to deal with parking, gas, maintenance, traffic, and driving in traffic as opposed to sitting in the back seat in traffic are two totally different things. There's much less stress when you're not driving. And consider you save money. I don't have to I don't have to pay the car payments. I don't have to pay the gas payments. I don't have to pay the insurance payments. I don't have to pay the maintenance payments. If there's a parking fee in this garage or that garage, I don't gotta do that. What if my car gets dirty? Oh, I gotta wash it. And what if I get pulled over by the police and I have to pay a ticket? Hey, if I don't have a car, I don't get any parking tickets. So minimalism. So that's an example of minimalism. Is realizing, you know what, I like this. It's convenient, but do I need it? And maybe you do. Maybe whoever's watching right now, maybe you do need that car. But if you got a car, and it's especially if you're lucky enough and privileged enough and have enough money that you have two cars, and I'm not attacking wealthy people. There's nothing wrong with being a rich person. But if you have two cars, if you got two cars, you know, and if it's just you and your spouse, especially if it's just you and your spouse, you're retired, the kids are all married and they've all moved out, do you really need that
Two
fleet
cars.
or that fleet of cars that you've accumulated over the years and that some of them just sit there? Do you really need them? I'm not kidding. I did this once. I'm probably going to get in trouble if the police are watching, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think the police have more problems on their hands than what I'm about to say. One time I found this, it was just this car. And you see, I'm an American. If I saw this car, in the state that it was, I would think, oh, that's an abandoned vehicle. Somebody left it there and they abandoned it. So what I did was, I'm not kidding, this is a true story. And I haven't even told my wife. So when she sees this on the internet, she's gonna get back to me. She's gonna yell and scream at me. She's gonna give me tampo for like a couple of days or something. But anyway, so I got on these gloves and I got this hoodie and these glasses, and I was able to open the car, the door, open everything, and then kind of look, is there anything here? And these two guys, they came up to me and said, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm just looking for this car. Like, that car belongs to somebody. And I said, this car doesn't belong to anybody. It says, yes, there is. We're going to tell the owner. You're going to steal something. And I said, I'm not going to steal anything from this car. If I wasn't here, you would steal from this car. So I was like, forget it. So I just left. I didn't want to deal. I didn't want to deal with it. But here's this guy with this car that he never, apparently, at least in my eyes, it looked like he never ever used it. It looked like an abandoned vehicle. And I've seen abandoned vehicles that's one of my hobbies. I go into abandoned vehicles and I see if there's anything I can salvage. And this vehicle looked like it, but it wasn't. And that's an extreme example of, perhaps we can say, anti-minimalism, when you hoard things.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so basically,
The word is hoarding. Yeah,
yeah,
hoarding.
Yeah, in a
collect,
way, hoarding is
collect.
the opposite of
It's
minimalism.
it's it's like collecting so many things, no? Okay, Andres, can we equate that also? If minimalism is, as you defined, is having less, no? Can we equate that with simplicity?
Absolutely, absolutely. The
Okay, okay.
Oh,
it it's living simply. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
when you have a lot of things,
Mm,
um, the more things you have, the more complicated things can become, and the less things you have, the simpler things can become. And for a lot of people, they find, well, I don't know a lot, but for some people, um, they find that uh, they really enjoy having things simpler in their lives. They want a simple life, not an
yes.
easy life, but a
Mm,
simple life, one that is not so. complicated. One that is simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm-mm.
It's very, ano, no,
Okay.
not you live
Mm.
according to what you need. Oh, very, very powerful words with from Andres Ate, no?
Yeah, yeah. True,
So
true. And there will be less headache, no, if you live
so
life
just
simple.
I just realized, no, Andres used the what you call this one, the same the car, no, the having car. I just realized, no, true. No, when you don't have a car, you don't worry for a gasoline, you don't worry for anything for repair.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's really a very
Yeah,
concrete example
yeah.
of what minimalism
Mm.
is. But you
Mm.
know, Ate Rose, Andres did
Mm.
not discourage people. No, I would like to emphasize this for our viewers that for those who really needed it because they need for their business. No, I believe so. Am I correct with that, Andres? And if they really need that, so they could have it. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he would say that two or three cars is it's a little
Mm.
bit
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
over.
yeah, for example, I have a friend, she's in the US now, and then
Yeah,
they are they had six children, no? So before they had a very big house, no, very big, long table, no, because there are many. And now that they're retired, they're downsizing everything, no?
yeah.
So that's another expression
Minimalist
of
version of minimalism.
minimalism, di ba, Andres? No, when you
Yeah.
downsize from a very big house with six bedrooms, now only with two bedrooms. Now one for the couple, and then when the children will visit, then they will have the other room. So they were
At
trying to stream down, no, stream down their needs now that they are retired.
Okay, at
So
your Rose Andres, we are just starting na, but we have questions already. We would recognize some of our viewers before we will continue. Again, I said, good
mm,
evening, Coach Sena. So they would have another show after our show at 8:30.
mm,
And we have Ann Ali. Thank you for watching. Perang kailan lang. To ngayon, good evening, TLC and coaches and to your imported guest. He is our avid viewer, Andres. Okay?
uh,
And Ma'am Amelia said, live simply so that others may simply live. Oh, okay. We will
Mm.
make, okay.
yeah.
And
Mm.
thank you for watching, my beloved husband. Thank you, Coach Joel, for watching. So he is in Tagum City now. That's why he's not around.
Mm.
And
Okay.
Andres, we have a question, and I believe you would like to answer this one. Kat Torres said, "Can you say minimalism is not for everybody?"
Mm.
No, I would say minimalism is for everybody. However, it's different for each person.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
not rigid.
Mm.
For example, take your glasses. Now, for some people, they don't like wearing who need glasses. They don't like wearing glasses, so they just you know oh I have to rub my temples, I have to rub my nose, and my glasses are so uncomfortable. And for some people, they wear contacts.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and for them, oh, this is perfect. Just the solution, the eyes, that's simple. That's so simple. It's so simple, you don't even know that I need glasses. You don't even know that I need corrective vision. But for other people, they try contact lenses and they're like, man, I hate this stuff. I've got the solution. I've got this extra caps that I have to
Yeah.
unscrew, and then I've got this, and I've got these things in direct contact with my eyes. I mean, that alone, for some people, the thought of that alone is
Mm.
is uh, is too much. It doesn't necessarily. Maybe it won't even. Maybe it will irritate your eyes. Some people try contact lenses; it irritates their eyes, and but for some people, they just don't even want to have. They just don't like the idea of something in direct contact with their eye
Mm.
the whole time. So I would say minimalism really is for everyone, but for everyone it is different. Okay,
Mm.
even look at even look at the headphones I'm wearing. Some people might. I hope. Is this disturbing any sound? Can you guys hear me when I do this?
Yeah, we can still hear
Any
you.
Huh?
distortion?
None.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
some people might, for example, I love these headphones. They're simple. Plug them in my ear, plug them in my laptop, no problem. I use them. Some people might think, I get this tangled up, and then I have to wrap it up and carry it
Yeah.
and take it everywhere, and that's just And so one minimalist or or a simplification of that is just go wireless.
Ah,
Now,
Yeah, now I understand.
I personally think I'm not going to spend that much money on a wireless. These are just fine with me. I don't need to go wireless. But some people, they might think, no, wireless is simpler because it's wireless. Some people might say this is simpler because it's just so simple. I just put it here, put it there, voila. You know. So minimalism, I would say, is for everyone, but it's different for everyone. And by the way, I don't want to I don't want to judge
Yeah.
anyone. I don't want anyone to think that I am judging people for being materialistic. There's nothing wrong with if you have material things like a car, getting back to the car, and you like that car and enjoy that car, and especially if you need that car, that's not a bad thing. But I think what I like about minimalism is that it at the very least it can get us thinking. Some people might start thinking. Hopefully, some people after watching the show they will think to themselves, you know what? And they'll start looking around where they live and they'll start
Yeah.
thinking, you know what? I've had that stupid picture. I'm 65 years old and I've had that stupid graduation picture of myself when I graduated from the 8th grade with my science third place medal. Why do I still have that photo? You know, I don't look
Yeah.
like that anymore. Why do I still have that? You know, just these. For everyone, it's different. For everyone, it's different. So minimalism is for everyone, but it's different because everybody to some degree, even billionaires, they don't. I know I know the stereotype of a billionaire is someone who spends lavishly on all these things that they don't need. But there are even billionaires who, even though they've got the money, they won't spend it on a certain thing.
Yeah.
true.
That's it.
And there are those of us, and again, I'm not judging. There are those of us. We all know people who spend beyond their means, or we know they really like buying things, and we sometimes might think, you know, we won't say anything. We'll just think, this is my friend and I love them, but they just bought this thing that they really don't need, and I know they really like it, but I personally wouldn't buy it.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
hope,
yeah.
Ma'am Kat Torres, your question is answered by Andres, no? So before we will proceed, I'd like to recognize one of the hosts also of Talk Live channel. Hello, Ate Aida from Manila. Hello, thank you for watching. And I did not see, no, but I believe Doc Arwin Serrano is watching us this evening. Hello, Doc Arwin. Thank you for watching, always supporting students and me. So it's 7:29. Before we will continue, we will have to have pause for a break for our brand partners.
Okay.
Hello mga ka-TLC!
I am Ace Perez.
And I am Attorney Migs Nograles.
Please watch Ask Attorney Migs. It's an online show that talks about our everyday legal concerns.
Yes, and you can like our page and you can ask questions and we talk about your everyday situation. So we have cases to answer, mga PM nyo. We try to answer them. So get ready
Every Monday sa TLC, 6:30 p.m., Ask Attorney Migs.
Dito lang sa TLC. So, let us get ready for
Bagong Adlaw,
Bagong Hisgutanang Legal.
Give your health a boost. Try our Health Wealth product line of nutrient defense and superfoods green barley. Health Wealth International Corporation. Changing lives a healthier way every day. For your orders, you may call or text 0956-3733-540. Look for Marte de la Cruz.
I really need an attendance, assistance of our tech this evening. My internet connection is not doing good. So thank you very much. So I hope that Ma'am Kat also got something from Andres sharing tonight. No, so we know I would like to emphasize that, and again, what Andres said, that we are not judging people. We're just trying to share it. What is minimalism and what is no? It is, as what he said, that depende lang po talaga sa atin, no, how we no, so minimalism is for everybody and depende lang po talaga according to the situation and because he even mentioned billionaires who are also minimalistic. Okay, Ate Rose, so your
Okay.
thoughts before we will let Andres be back in our show this evening. So very beautiful noise. Almost
Yeah.
7:31, but we have shared a lot of things already.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So
This
maybe we
topic is
can,
really timely.
yeah,
Mm.
timely. Okay.
Mm.
So as what Kat had said, Andres, no, hoping to get thinner pa kasi kaya tinatago pa. Kasi sabi niya, a good topic to start the year and throw my unused clothes. Okay, wow.
Oh,
Thank you.
may
That's
effect
what we,
agad, no?
the
Oh.
effect agad, Andres.
Yeah, you
Thank
know what?
you.
And if I can just say something,
Yeah.
this if you've got a lot of stuff to give away, please consider the people who have been affected by Odette, because
Yeah.
they really need a lot of stuff. And even before Odette, and even before COVID, sadly, there's a lot of poverty in the Philippines, and there are a lot of us who are very lucky, and we have a lot of things that we don't need. And now that Christmas has just finished, and a lot of us probably have all this stuff, this new
Yes.
stuff that we can use, maybe clothing, maybe we can get rid of old stuff, shoes, clothes, whatever. And like I said, to the people of Odette who have been affected by Odette, and even before Odette and before COVID, there's a lot of poverty in the Philippines. So, if you decide to if maybe you will watch this show, and then you'll look around and you'll see, I don't need this, I don't need that. Maybe
Yeah.
you have something useful that you don't need anymore. And and you can you can donate it to a charity. You can give it to the Red Cross. You can maybe your neighbor needs it. There are ways to give. There are ways to give. Not just it's good to donate money too, but it's also good to donate things.
Yeah. Andres, I'm just curious. No, I'm just curious. How did you start practicing minimalism, or uh when did your awareness, no, or consciousness of uh embracing minimalism start?
My Well, there are actually two questions there. First is, when did I become a minimalist? And
Yeah.
second, when did I realize that I was a minimalist?
Sige,
And
that's it.
I think I think last year I realized that I had been a minimalist my whole life, and
Oh.
I did not even realize it
Mm.
because, um, for example, I was telling Coach Loretta before we went live. Um, my wife is a OFW in Poland right now, and after she moved out, I was I was living by myself. So in a way, I was single. So I moved into where I'm living now, which is only which is a room with a shower and a kit. It's I have a shower and a kitchen and a refrigerator. I have everything that I need, but it's
Oo.
only about 15 by 15.
Oo.
Yeah, because now, of course, I could afford something bigger, but I'm just one person, and my wife
Yeah.
and I don't have kids yet.
Mm.
Uh,
Yet.
but uh, uh, but
Praying to have.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it just on a practical, pragmatic level, it just made sense. I thought, you know what, uh, this is only going to be temporary anyway, because when when world travel has returned to normal and COVID has returned to normal,
Yeah.
and things feel kind of like they felt before COVID, then I'm gonna leave anyway. So there's no need to spend a lot of money on a condo, right? So really, I only realized I and so that moving into this small place and looking at myself and how I live, and looking at YouTube videos online and spending a little bit of time online and talking with friends, I realized uh, I'm a minimalist, and I didn't even know it. I mean,
Ah,
just to uh, just to give an example, this this phone, I haven't turned it on. I turned it off because I don't want to be interrupted. But this is what kind of phone is this? This is a Samsung. Okay, this phone is a Samsung, but it's not very big. To give you to let's see if I can give some perspective. Okay, here's my wristwatch. Here's my wristwatch, and here's my phone. And as you can see, my phone is not very big. Okay, and so the simplicity of my phone, the small space where I live, and all these other things, talking to my friends, spending some time on the internet, I realized last year, you know what? I'm a minimalist, and I started using that term to myself. Now, the other question was, how did it start?
mm.
Now, I don't know if I was born this way or if I became this way or a little bit of both, but I will tell you something significant. Um, I think I mentioned a little bit. Oh yeah, it was mentioned before. Uh, I was actually born in Guatemala, but I moved to California when I was a baby. So just to inform the viewers, if you start with Canada, go south, that's America. And then if you go south, that's Mexico. And if you go south, that's Guatemala. And when I was a baby, we moved to the United States. So English is my first language. I'm a US citizen. I speak some Spanish because I learned it from my parents. Guatemala is a lot like the Philippines. We have, I guess, I'm not sure what the correct phrase is. Third world, developing, poor country.
First.
There's a lot of crime. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of poverty. Anyway, I was a little boy in California, And I don't know how old I was, but I was small enough to play with cars, little toy
Mm.
cars, right?
Mm.
So I'm playing with my cars,
Mm.
and then my mother told me something.
Mm.
And I don't know what her intention was. Maybe she was just sharing. Moms. Be careful, you moms. You whether
What
well,
you
I
say?
shouldn't say be
Be
careful.
careful what
I,
you
I
say.
should,
Yeah.
yes, be careful. If you're a mom, be careful what you say, because the Filipino mom and the Guatemalan mom, they
The
have
same
a lot in common. Specific,
similarity.
right. Yeah, specifically, you just can't help it. If you're a mom, a Filipino mom or a Guatemalan mom, it you're just being yourself. Too bad. Your kid has got the stamp of mama marked forever. The branding in the
The
soul.
branding.
Right. So anyway, so this is what my mother did. So I'm playing with my little toy car, and my mother said to me, and by the way, my parents, they were never poor. They were never ever poor. But like Guatemala and like the Philippines, you could be the richest person in the world. You cannot escape poverty. You see it.
Mm. Mm.
You see it. There are a lot of people living in poverty in this country. Same in Guatemala. Doesn't matter how rich you are. You're gonna see somebody living in poverty. You will. Anyway, so I'm a little boy. I'm in California. I'm playing with my toy car. And my mother said to me, she said, in Guatemala, poor children don't have toy cars to play with. They take little bottle caps and they move them around the ground and
Yeah.
they make noises
Mm.
like their cars. And I think something just
Yeah.
clicked
Mm.
in me,
Mm.
and something just made me not want to crave material things so much. And again, I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have better character than other people. I'm just saying that when my mother said that to me, I think that's what, if I was not born a minimalist, that event is what started me on my minimalist journey. Or maybe or like I said, maybe it's a combination of both. I was born a little bit a minimalist. My mom said that to me. Or maybe just that day, bam, my mom turned me into a minimalist forever. And
Mm.
later, actually, in high school, I went to this event with some other students. It was an academic event and social. We did some socializing and we did some learning, and then there was this big photo for everyone involved. Was going to take a big photo because it wasn't just my high school; it was other high schools involved. And I did not purchase a photo. And then my father said to me, "Hey, why didn't you purchase a photo?" And then I don't know what I said. I think if anything, but if I said anything, I probably said something to the effect of, I didn't feel like it or I didn't want to. And then my mother said something else. And this is the other thing, mothers, and children, we resent this about our mothers, but it's true. Moms really, the good moms anyway, they know their kids even better than the kids know themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And my mom said, Andres has always had an austere lifestyle. And yeah,
Wow.
I really have ever since I was a kid. So minimalism for me came quite easily and quite naturally. But for some people, um, but everyone's journey is different. Some people, I'm
Yeah.
40,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 44
Mm.
years old. Some
Yes.
people who are watching this, maybe they're 50 and they're like, whoa, minimalism, this is amazing, I'm going to try it out. Some people might be
Yeah.
20 right now watching this and they're thinking, Minimalism, this
Something.
is amazing. I'm going to try out. Or they might think this
Mm.
is nonsense. I could never work. This could never work.
Yeah.
What is this nonsense? But
Mm.
to answer, so the simple answer to your question is I started labeling myself a minimalist last year,
Ah,
2021. So that was
ah,
one good thing about 2021. It wasn't all
Yeah,
bad.
many
COVID,
things happen.
and right, but I have been a minimalist almost my whole life.
yeah, yeah, nice, very nice. And
Yeah.
maybe some 67 years old like me will start to, you know, will start to make decisions, what to
Yeah.
keep, no, what
And
to,
what
which, what to let go, di ba? Not late, no, it's not late.
yeah.
Okay, I have one
Maybe
more
have
question.
maybe have one
Okay,
question, Ate. It's 7:45. Do we have some
uh,
ano? Yeah.
just this one. Kasi,
Yeah.
the media, no, media is actually telling us not to be,
Yeah.
to have this, to have that, to have this, and to have that, no,
Commercialistic.
creating needs for us. Okay, so as a minimalist, no, how could we, or how could you educate or make people aware the value of minimalism with what the, what the social media is bombarding on us?
Kill your Facebook.
True. True.
Yeah, because in the Facebook, people will show what they have, where they are, what they're eating, and so forth and so on. Okay,
Yes.
Facebook.
And after you've killed your Facebook, kill your Twitter.
Okay.
And you know, when I was a kid in the 80s or the 90s, and maybe it's still there, but there was this bumper sticker in
Mm,
California, and it
mm,
said, "Kill your television." And
mm.
it's true because the media, it's so easy to say what I'm about. I mean, in a way it's kind of hypocritical. I mean, uh, look, technology can be used for a good thing. We can have
Yeah,
this
yeah.
conversation
Mm,
with
mm,
thanks to technology. Okay,
mm,
I can email. I can. My wife is in Poland. We can video chat because of technology. But we're not talking about technology. We're talking about a specific. We're talking about
Media.
the media,
yeah.
and as far back as the Roman Empire, there were Roman philosophers who were saying we are too greedy, we are too self-centered, we are too materialistic. We keep on wanting this nonsense that we do not need. And again, I'm not judging anybody. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not judging you. Okay,
Mm,
if you have a better phone than I do, I'm not judging you. You probably do have a better phone than I do because my phone is so old and bad and cheap that they probably don't sell it in the store anymore. But it's we really don't need all of this stuff that the media is telling us that we need. Oh, are you female? You need high heels and makeup, and you need to be thin, or you're less than. You know,
Yeah. That's
and if
the
you're a
one.
man, you need to make a lot of money, or you're less than. You know,
mm, mm.
there's there was a movie I never saw it, but it's called it's an old movie. It's with I'll use two movies, one that's kind of older and one that's kind of new. One is called, oh yes, it's called Shallow Hal. It's with Jason Alexander and Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow and Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins, the self-help guru, and he basically plays himself. And I haven't seen the movie, but he gives Jack Black, Shallow Hal, who judges women by their appearance, the ability to see the inner beauty in people.
Wow.
So he
Mm.
starts so he falls in love and he starts seeing regularly this morbidly obese woman played by Gwyneth Paltrow, when everybody sees her, they see what she really looks like, which is morbidly obese. But when Jack Black sees her, he sees Gwyneth Paltrow because that is her inner beauty. And there's this wonderful scene where Jason Alexander, Shallow Hal's best friend, which is not very a good friend, confronts Tony Robbins, and he says, "What did you do to him?" And then Tony Robbins says, "I gave him the ability to see the inner beauty in people." And then Jason Alexander says, "I knew it. You hypnotized him." And then Tony Robbins says, "No, I dehypnotized him." All of us are hypnotized. TV, radio, magazines, they're telling all of us what is beautiful, what is smart, what is acceptable, including some of the people who you think are not so attractive. And then Jack Black, I'm sorry, this is kind of sexual trigger warning. Jason Alexander says, but doesn't he realize I'm paraphrasing, doesn't he realize what's happening when he's having sex with her? And then Tony Robbins says two great things. The first thing he says is, the mind sees what the heart wants it to see. And the second thing he says is, inner beauty is the easiest thing to find when you look for it. Now, now that's kind of an older movie. So let me, for the younger people out there, there's this other movie called Jack Reacher. There are two Jack Reacher movies. They're both with Tom Cruise, and it's actually based on on novels, which I have not read. I've only seen the two movies. I like the two movies. A lot of the fans of the books don't like the movies because Tom Cruise is not a very tall guy, and Jack Reacher in the books is not only a tall guy, but he's a very large, muscular guy. Anyway, Tom Cruise, basically Jack Reacher is a drifter. He only has one jacket, one shirt, one sweater, and he's always drifting place to place. And one day he has this conversation, and I'm totally butchering it, but this is in the first Jack Reacher movie. This attorney asks him something like, "What do you do?" or "Why do you do what you do?" And he takes her arm, he puts her to the office window, and he says, "What do you see?" And then she doesn't understand, and he says, "I see people who are not free. They are not free from worry. They are not free from debt. They are not free from anxiety." And, I'm not judging and I'm not preaching, but minimalism can help you feel free. I think, Coach Loretta, you said, I think after we talked about the car, you said, the less things you have, the less of a headache you have, something like that. Hey, man, if you become a minimalist, you will be free or freer from some of the headaches you had before.
It's 7:53 in the evening, Andres.
Wow.
And you said yes, no, that you will have our series with us on minimalism. This topic, and I hope that we could invite more friends, Ate, but they can replay, no, because it's 7 o'clock. Maybe some people are doing some stuff, but they can watch it again, Andres. No, they can watch it. A very beautiful sharing tonight, Ate Rose. No,
True.
I realized also while listening to Andres, I too was born minimalistic because I used to have because I have three older sister, Andres, and their uniforms when we were in high school. To pass it on, I will just be using the old uniform of my sisters, not asking my mom to buy me one. So that's the one, no? So and I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm comfortable using their old uniform when I was in high school. So that's it, no? So I realized that you said that it really depends to each every one of us. No, this minimalism is really for everybody, depending upon the situation and depending how we live our life. Okay, Ate Rose. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, are we now saying our
Yeah, your
parting
parting words,
words?
and we will
Oh,
ask Andres to share his parting words also.
oh, wow.
And then
Very
we will
short.
see
Okay,
him.
okay.
We will see him
Mm.
again next Tuesday.
Okay. So, you know, more and more people are learning, how to be minimalist. Maybe not conscious about it, as you mentioned kanina, Andres, no? Maybe because of financial situation, one is forced to be minimalist, not knowing that it is already minimalism, no? Because just to have what is needed. Okay. So, and then I realize also that as you grow older, no, you start to, you start to realize things na from collection, you start to, how do you call that one? You start to give away, no?
Yeah.
Things that you do not need anymore. Or maybe as you grow older also, you will realize that you have you have something at home that is not needed anymore, maybe needed in the past but now no more, so why keep it, why make your house a museum, just like that, no? When, yeah, when actually people can use it, no? We do not only give what we do not need, or what is not useful anymore, but even if it is useful and then you don't need it anymore, then it would be much better, no, to give it because others can use it still.
Wow.
Diba? No?
Very well
So,
said.
I remember na, I'm going, I remember in the, how do you call that one? In Luke, chapter 12, it says, keep your eyes open and guard against greed, because even when a person has an abundance, his life does not result from the things he possesses. And I think that is very basic, that as we live our life, no, even the pharaohs before, no, when they die, everything was placed because people were thinking that they could carry that with them, but we were born naked, so we die naked. We came from God with nothing, so we go back to God with nothing. And I think minimalism is a very good practice.
Wow. Very well said, Ate Rose, no?
Okay.
So it's a very point of reflection for our viewers tonight. So Andres, it's 7:57, so may I ask for a little bit of your parting words, but you will be coming back next Tuesday. I hope so. It's your
Yeah,
turn to invite and encourage also some of our viewers. Yes, Andres?
I would just say that since you quoted Luke, and there's a lot of Catholicism on TLC. Well before I say that, if you're a viewer and you want to give minimalism a shot, I would say find one thing that you own, but it's still in good enough condition that you
Yeah.
can give it away as a gift. Maybe it's a decoration, and then maybe it's some kind of decoration, and then you have a dear friend or your mom or your kid, and you want and or your sibling, and you want to say, hey, this thing that you've seen in my house. I would like you to have it. I just want you to have it, and don't say, listen. I want to practice minimalism. Can you help me? Take this gift. No. Just take something and and give it as a gift
Yeah.
to someone. And you don't need occasions to give
Yeah.
gifts. You don't need occasions to give gifts. So first, find someone who or find something that you have that you can get rid of, that's still in good condition, good enough that you can give it to someone as a gift, and just tell the person, oh, I just felt like giving a gift, and I would like to give you this gift. And the last thing I'll say, now that Ate Rose brought up the Gospel of Luke, I love theater and I love movies, so I'm going to talk again about movies. I'm going to talk about the movie The Passion of the Christ, just
Yeah.
one scene, and my favorite scene in that whole movie is a scene that is nowhere in the gospel. And that is the scene where the Lord Jesus Christ is building a table.
Yeah.
So, number one, we know he's not a rich man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we've read for those of us who have not read the Gospels, if you watch this movie, you will know from that scene, number one, he's not a rich man. He's a working man. He has to work for a living. And then his mother asks him, "What are you building?" And he says, "I'm building a table." And then she says, "For who?" And he says, "A rich man." Just like that. I'm a rich man. I'm building a table for a rich man.
Yeah.
So we do have
Wow.
an exciting sharing this evening, and we hope that next Tuesday we will have because we have still a lot of I've read some of the stuff that are writing materials that Andres sent to us, ate. So there are a lot of facets of minimalism. No, we could always know a lot of things, but when he said before we go live, I invited him that if we could have a series with this, and then thank you, Andres, for saying yes. And then we hope to see you again next Tuesday. So it's 8:01.
Definitely.
Well,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so see you on Tuesday. And
See you
good night,
Tuesday.
everyone. And I hope
night,
that
Okay. Good night.
Good night,
night,
everyone.
everyone.
See you all on Tuesday.
Uy, malapit na kwentong Alzheimer's Before You Forget, coming soon.
Tanaw ni nagaprograma para sa pag-lolo ug lola.
Hi, ako si Joe Mito, dito sa Sedona, Arizona. Excited na ako sama-sama sa PLC. Jack Pacaldo po, malapit at excited na.
Hello mga kababayan, inaanyayahan ko po kayong panoorin